Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the king of all balls, the Masterball. Just don't throw it at Pidgey, you'll regret it, trust me. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need some black wool, some light grey, white, pink, magenta, and finally some purple wool. Once you have every single one of those colours right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you'll want to kick this off with a row of 6 black wool in a row on the floor. That's 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you have your row of 6 black wool, this is what you want to do next. Starting from the left hand side, the first block that you should have placed, you want to do an up left diagonal. And then go left of it by 1. Then do 3 more up left diagonals, so that's 1, 2, and 3. On top of the third up left diagonal, you want to go up by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, to give you in total a row of 5, 1 plus 4. Once you have your row of 5, you then want to extend the top 3 blocks each to the left by 1 to give you this shape right here. Once you've formed this shape, you then want to do this. Starting from the top left-hand block of the shape that you've just made, you want to go up on top of it by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an upright diagonal. Then place 1 on top. Then do 2 upright diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go right of the second upright diagonal by 2. 1, 2. Then do another upright diagonal. And then go to the right of it by 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And then go to the right by 2. 1, 2. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals. So that's 1 and 2. Go down from the second bottom right diagonal by 1. Then do another bottom right diagonal. And go down from it by 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you have what is in total a row of 7, 1 plus 6, you now want to, with your row of 7, extend the bottom 2 blocks to the left by 1, like this. You then want to take this bottom left hand corner block and go down from it by 2, so that's 1, 2. Then from that second block you want to do 3 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1, 2, and finally 3. And now to finish off the entire outline, you now just want to place a single black block going left of that third bottom left diagonal to give you a shape which should look exactly like this. Ignore the car horn, it's not part of the tutorial. Once you have this big, giant, round outline shape, pause this if necessary if you're still working on that, of course, by the way. If you're just still working on that, want to make sure that it all connects together, this and that, perhaps you've went wrong. Once you have reached this point here, however, it's now time for us to do the part where the ball actually splits open and the button that releases the ball. So now come over to the left hand side of your Masterball, and starting from these 2 blocks right here, I'm not sure how easily you guys can see these. I mean, it's kind of black on black and it's kind of even difficult for me to see what I'm looking at. From these 2 blocks, you want to take this block right here and go to the right of it by 1 with your black wool. That's easier to see. And then take the block just below it, this one right here, and go to the right of it by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. So you just want to have this shape right here. I'll just show you this since it was kind of hard to see which blocks I was trying to identify. Once you have done that, however, once you have went to the right by 3, you now want to take the second block, this one, and go down by 1. And you want to take the third block, this one, and go down by 2. 1, 2. Then from this second block going down, you want to do a bottom right diagonal. And then go to the right of it by 2, so that's 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal. And go up by 2, 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal. and go to the left of it by 2. 1, 2, to give you this shape right here, which is of course the left hand side of the split in the ball and the button that releases the ball. Once you've got that shape right there, this is what you want to do next. Coming over to the right hand side of the button shape thingy, you want to take this bottom block on the right hand side and go to the right of it by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You now want to, once you've placed your row of 4, starting from the block just above, the block that we just went right of, you want to go right of this block by 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like so. Now go up from the 6th block by 1, and then go to the right by 1 to give you in total a shape that should look exactly like that. And that is the whole center part of the ball taken care of, the button and where it actually splits open. Once you've reached this point right here, we now get to colour the ball in, so pause this if necessary if you're still working on any of that, of course. Once you have taken care of that, however, colouring in time. So first of all, we're just going to fill in the bottom section of the ball. We're going to work our way up, and I'm not going to walk you through this whole little bottom section. I'm not going to walk you through the colouring in process, as it will be simply easier to follow it like this. I'll just basically do it and then show you guys the end result. Trust me, it will be easier for you than trying to meticulously explain it. For instance, there you go. That is what you want to have for the bottom section of your Masterball. A little bit of light grey splashed about the place and white wool filled in everywhere else, including the button as well. The button's really easy. Full light grey in the corners, white plus in the centre. Perfect. Once you guys have applied what I've just done to your Masterball, this is what you want to do next. Let's do the actual M of the Masterball. So working our way up to the top, this bit's a little bit more complicated. You want to, on top of your button shape, right here, from the middle block, you just want to place a single purple wool going up, then 2 pink wool going up. I'm kind of doing this similar to what I've just done, except with a little bit of instruction, a little bit slower. You then want to, from the second block going up, do diagonals going left and right of your 2 pink blocks. Then from the 2 diagonals that you've just placed, you want to do diagonals furthermore, and then place a block underneath them to form an M shape. You know what, I kind of abandoned that. That's exactly what you want to do just above the button. Again, it's another one of those situations where it really is an easy shape to make, however, I shouldn't be trying to explain it whatsoever. So that is what you want to have placed just above the button of your Masterball, that M shape in pink. Once you've done that, we now just have to do 2 little bits of detail. So starting with the left hand side here, starting from this little diagonal black block by its lonesome, place a white block underneath it, and then a 3 magenta underneath that. 1, 2, 3. Place a magenta in this corner right here. And starting from this block, you just want to go up until you hit the top of your Masterball with your magenta. And then going right of these top 3 blocks, you also want to place 3 magenta. Again, a shape that really shouldn't be tried to explain. That sentence doesn't even make sense. I really shouldn't try and explain any of the detail, and this is basically what I'm getting at. So that is what you want to do to the upper left-hand side of your Masterball. That is the only detail that exists on that side. Let's move over to the right-hand side now. So coming over to the right, you want to do this. And you know what? I'm learning my lesson. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to make this shape and then show you guys what it should look like. I feel as though that this is definitely the best route. I mean, it's not too difficult. There's not any rows in here which are difficult to make in the slightest. So this is what you want to do to the right-hand side of your Masterball. Not too difficult whatsoever. It's just a bit of magenta. There's not any row there that is longer than 5. You shouldn't have too much trouble doing it. And of course, you've just got the white wool on the left-hand side. The bits of white that exist there are basically just to show light shining off the ball. Once you've done that, all you have to do now is throw purple wool everywhere else into the top of the ball, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to very quickly throw purple wool here, there, and everywhere, and I'll be back to show you guys the end result. I was going to leave the recording on for this bit and what have you, but it is getting dark, so I'm going to be back in a moment once I've thrown purple everywhere in the top of the Masterball, and that will be that. So back in a mo. So as I mentioned, all you had to do once you filled in your little pink M, and you had your little sections of magenta and white wool planted on the left and right hand sides of your ball, all you had to do after that was fill everywhere else in with purple wool. And hopefully, if you guys have managed to follow the tutorial all the way up to now, this is exactly what you should be looking at on your screen if I've managed to do my job, which hopefully I have. By the way, since this is the end of the tutorial, I've been doing this on every single one of the other balls. I've not only just made a Master Ball, in the event that you've actually managed to miss it, I've made a Pokeball, a Great Ball, an Ultra Ball, and obviously this Master Ball. If you guys are interested in making any one of the other balls, just go to the channel page if it's not in your subscription box. I have made 4 of them, I've not just made this Master Ball. Hopefully you guys found this tutorial easy enough to follow. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.